Thank you, Ken.
And thank you so much for coming in and again presenting this fall symposium on Parkinson's because one, it still is very prevalent out there. They have made amazing gains in the treatment of it, and another aspect is continuing to exercise and stretch out, and you're adding that to the symposium this year as well.
Absolutely. As I was elaborating in the previous program with Jeff, this year we have the pleasure of having again Viva Kumar as the yoga instructor to help our audience learning more about the benefits of yoga for Parkinson's disease, and to finish, if I may, what I was explaining at the end of Jeff's program. Many patients with Parkinson's disease, whether it is worsened because of the disease itself or simply comorbidity, have or experience back problems. And whether the person has Parkinson's or not, back problems are very prevalent, and it is unbelievable the benefit that yoga could provide these patients with this problem. And I was going to explain that last year in the New England Journal of Medicine, there was a study published in which they compared the outcomes of patients with lower back pain with conservative medical treatment, or a standard medical treatment, I should say a standard medical treatment, versus yoga. In other words, these patients were all treated by excellent physicians, everything done by the book, and then the patients were randomized to continue ongoing medical treatment versus yoga. And at the end, the yoga group did better in most, if not all, parameters compared with the standard medical treatment.
Mm-hmm.
So I am not a yoga expert. Viva is, so she was explaining part of that.
Excellent, Viva. Thank you very much for coming on. Yeah, I've had several friends who have had severe back problems to where they were, on medication all the time, mm-hmm. and they just got sick of it. And one of them started doing yoga, and almost a miraculous turnaround in the condition of his back. Doesn't have to take the pain medication nearly as often,
oh, yes.
and is doing so much better with it.
Yeah, I mean, I myself started doing yoga because of health reasons, and that was almost 20 years back. And it has given me, of course, a big relief from my lower back, but it has given me so much more. And so I always give this example that, yoga is like Tamiami Trail goes from Tampa to Miami, but you don't have to go to Miami. So it does. A lot of people think that yoga it gets a little too spiritual, but you don't have to. The health benefits come first, mm-hmm. and if you want, to move ahead, it gives you mental clarity because you work a lot with the breath. Mm-hmm. So sleep disorders are really something that PD patients face a lot. So that is, that becomes manageable. Mm-hmm. And then if you want to move ahead, of course, then you get that spiritual clarity also. Yes, mm-hmm. you get drawn to it. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, yoga, it should be clear to everyone that yoga gives a lot, but you do have the choice to just, if you're happy with the health benefits, stick to it, do it, and feel good.
So many people feel that yoga is like, it's so up there. It's for people who are already in great shape, I couldn't possibly get involved, and that's not true at all.
Not at all. I mean, like I said, I started doing yoga because of my health reasons, not because I was healthy. I saw my father do it as a kid, and I went to him and take me to that place where I saw you going when you were sick. And that's how it started. But yeah, thank you, Tony, for exposing me to, because this was really my dream to get into the therapeutic side of it, mm-hmm. Being a yoga therapist, and I'm able to do this because of Tony. So I can't be thankful enough.
Excellent. That's all coming up this Saturday, November 17th, right at the Charlotte Harbor Event and Conference Center. And not an all-day event. Take up most of the morning, but you got a continental breakfast going on.
Exactly. Last year we did it a little bit longer, and we had lunch, and then we had part of the afternoon. But realistically, over the years, we have witnessed the fact that for many patients, it's too long. You know, if you go over lunch, so we try to do it this time just in the morning, and hopefully they'll enjoy it. I was going to mention to the audience that in a way I feel bad that it took me so long to bring or to expose modalities of treatment like yoga and Tai Chi to our community. And I confess that in part was because until a few years ago, I didn't realize that Viva was so involved in yoga. And that was the turning point, you know, when we connected and I said, you know, we need you for our patients. The same thing with Sharon Fultz, who has been in the program with me, and she has been participating in some of the educational programs for Parkinson's. And just earlier this year, the American Academy of Neurology released information demonstrating in several clinical trials the benefit of Tai Chi for patients with Parkinson's, clearly and statistically evident that reduces the incidence of falls. And falls are a major source of big problems for patients with Parkinson's. The morbidity and mortality of patients with any neurological problem, which leads to a hip fracture, after that incident, the morbidity and mortality increases a great deal. So for patients with Parkinson's disease, I am telling you, everybody should be treated medically, but everybody needs to have treatment with non-medical interventions, including a standard physical therapy, physical fitness. But if you have access to Viva or Sharon or people with that training, you should. It will be great.
Yeah, oh yeah, Tai Chi, excellent. Combining that with yoga.
Yeah. I wish we had more doctors like her.
Yeah, really. Well, that, you know, and I think a lot of doctors these days are coming around that there are. I mean, these modalities have been around for thousands of years. You can't just, you know, obviously they're providing some benefit.
But you know what, when it's recognized by someone like Tony, it, you know, people think that it is really effective, it is really beneficial. It is beneficial, but the backing up of a physician helps a lot.
And clinical trials to help prove it also, too.
You know, in the Parkinson's field, there has been something really dramatic in terms of the benefits of exercises and physical fitness. Meaning, if you go back as recent as the late 90s, you ask any big expert about the benefit of physical therapy and exercises, and there was very, very little published or studied or supporting the benefits. We had always been just emphasizing medication. One of the major figures developing new drugs for Parkinson's is a pharmacologist from United Kingdom. His name is Peter Jenner. And 2 years ago, we were in a meeting in Tampa with him. And when he started his presentation, he explained to us something in the order of, in my wildest dreams, I would ever thought that I was going to be in front of you guys telling you the amazing benefits of exercise in Parkinson's disease. And this is not just a little anecdote. There are already scientific studies showing that exercise, physical fitness, with a minimum of 150 minutes a week of moderate exercise modifies for good disease outcome or treatment outcome. And patients will do better. And the idea that I would love to see in our patients is that they need to start modalities like yoga, physical fitness, exercises, etc., not when they have balance problems, not when they have mobility problems. They should start doing that from day one.
Mm-hmm.
And they will have a much, much better course or experience with the disease.
Yeah, agreed. Wholeheartedly agreed here. So how can people get involved? Is there still room? Still some
For the,
symposium?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I encourage them to call and register as soon as possible because there is limited seating.
Mm-hmm.
We were unable to have the largest room. We couldn't. So we have some limitations in the space. So they may want to call today. I know for a fact that there were at least 15 spots still available as per day before yesterday. I don't know.
So you just want to call 941-833-5444. 833-5444. Seating's limited. They got a few left. Call and register today. And it's going to be a great event, very informative for the patients as well as the caregivers too. You've got a seminar, little
yes, we
Q&A with them too.
We have also the honor to have as part of the faculty a great clinical psychologist that I've been working with for several years.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is Dr.